Anyways, you guys, I am deleting my TikTok. I am done with it. It's just too much. It's still the haters, and it's just a lot. You can't. Every time I turn around, there's someone talking about, or there's someone saying, "Oh, well, Desiree lives here." No, Desiree.
She's going to follow you back.
That I'm done. It's just not fair to me for all the lies and still talking about my past. Like, it's stupid. Like, everybody just needs to grow up and shut the fuck up. Okay, goodbye.
She was definitely taking advantage of. Love you, honey.
The drama surrounding Desiree has taken a sharp and emotional turn. After weeks of intense online pressure, growing scrutiny and non-stop questions about the missing GoFundMe funds, Desiree has finally deleted her TikTok account. This wasn't a quiet decision. She made the announcement during a live stream with creator Slay and Alicia. In that live stream, she looked tired and defeated. She explained that she couldn't handle the harassment anymore. She said she was drained from being constantly judged for her past, and she felt overwhelmed by the never-ending attacks from strangers on the internet. Most of that hate was about the money raised to support her custody battle. From the start, Desiree told everyone that the GoFundMe was set up to raise $5,000 specifically for legal fees, with the goal of setting custody for her son, Deshaun. She said she wasn't doing this to scam anyone. She just wanted help from the public to hire a proper lawyer. According to Desiree, she didn't have any other way to afford a legal fight. She made it clear that without help, she wouldn't stand a chance in court. She also explained that the urgency came after Stephanie Jenkins began blocking the court-ordered visitations and phone calls that Desiree had previously been granted. This, she said, made it impossible for her to have a relationship with her son, and she had no choice but to go back to court. So, once she got the money, Desiree said she retained an attorney who helped her move fast. With the lawyer's support, she claimed she pushed through legal barriers and managed to secure new visitation rights. As a result, she finally won court-approved overnight sleepovers with Deshaun. That was a big moment for her, and she shared that one of the first sleepovers was already scheduled for that upcoming weekend. At first, this win made many of her supporters feel proud and hopeful. It seemed like everything was coming back together. People who had donated felt like their money had made a real difference. But the celebration didn't last long. Not everyone believed the full story, and soon, things began to fall apart. But the internet didn't just accept her explanation and move on. Even though Desiree clearly stated that the lawyer alone cost $5,000, critics weren't satisfied. They wanted specifics. People began asking tough questions. Where exactly did the money go? Was every dollar accounted for? If the $5,000 went towards the lawyer, then why were her donation links, Cash App, PayPal, and others still open and active after she claimed to have already retained legal support? On top of that, people noticed that she was now asking for more money, this time to take Deshaun on a trip. That raised even more eyebrows. Supporters who had donated for a legal fight suddenly felt like they were being asked to fund personal activities. Instead of the public celebrating Desiree's legal win, they shifted into suspicion mode. They felt like they were being misled. They expected a breakdown of the course or at least some sort of public update. What they got was silence, or what felt like avoidance. And that silence made things worse. People didn't want vague responses. They wanted receipts. They wanted transparency. But Desiree didn't provide those details, and that just added more fuel to an already growing fire. Digging into her past, people on TikTok started looking deeper into Desiree's past, and what they found only fueled the controversy. They uncovered old court records that showed she had prior misdemeanor charges, specifically related to domestic abuse and assault. These charges weren't new, but to many people who had recently started following her custody battle, they came as shock. Even though Desiree had publicly said she had changed, turned her life around, and was trying to do better for her son, the internet wasn't quick to forgive or forget. Screenshots of those court records were shared widely. People started questioning her entire redemption arc. Many commenters felt like she hadn't been fully honest about who she was before and said they felt misled after donating to her legal cause. Some went as far as saying she was using the narrative of being a challenged woman to mask the truth and make herself look more trustworthy while still asking strangers online for money. Others revisited the fact that she had, at one point, left her son Dishon in the care of Drew, a man now known for his volatile relationship with Stephanie Jenkins. That decision, in the eyes of her critics, only added to their doubts. They believed it showed poor judgment and questioned whether Desiree had her son's best interests at heart from the beginning. To those critics, the whole story didn't add up. Between the criminal past, the financial requests, and her ties to Drew, it all felt too shady, like there was more going on behind the scenes than Desiree was letting on. Desiree didn't speak up to defend herself. She explained she gave up custody for Dishon during a time when her life was falling apart in almost every way. She said she was emotionally drained, mentally overwhelmed, and had no financial stability at all. According to her, she wasn't fit to raise a child at that time, and trying to hold on to Dishon while she was struggling so much would have only hurt him more. She said Drew, on the other hand, had a roof over his head, a more consistent life, and could offer a stable environment. Even though he wasn't perfect, she believed at that moment he was the better option for Dishon's day-to-day care. It wasn't an easy decision for her to make. In fact, she said it was one of the hardest things she's ever had to do. But she made that sacrifice because she felt it was the best thing for her child's well-being. Desiree also pointed out that just because she gave up custody temporarily, it didn't mean she gave up on Dishon. She said she had made regular efforts to visit him, check in on him, and be present in his life. She said their bond was still strong and she was trying to rebuild her life while staying connected to him. But she claimed things took a major turn for the worse once Stephanie came into the picture. According to Desiree, Stephanie actively blocked her from seeing or contacting Dishon, even after the courts had approved visitation and phone calls. She said it felt like she was being erased from her son's life. Still, even after sharing this side of the story, many people online didn't show any sympathy.
So you don't know nothing about him, and you didn't give two fucks until this moment. And that's just, it makes my stomach turn. He deserves so much better. If you cared, the thought would have been there forever ago.
Stephanie Jenkins Thompson, you've been using, oh, my cat's crying because I still have my cat. You have been using your platform to shame and dehumanize Dishon's mother, Desiree, since last year. All I have to say is I hope Desiree and Dishon have a great weekend next week.
Some saying she should have fought harder, others accusing her of playing the victim. The court of public opinion was louder than ever, and very few seemed interested in hearing her full story without judgment. As the heat turned up and criticism of Desiree continued to grow, even the people closest to her started to feel the pressure. Two of the loudest defenders were Drew's sister Jolene and his other baby mama, Alita. In an attempt to support Desiree and clear the air, they went live on TikTok. But instead of helping, their live stream ended up making things so much worse. During the live, Jolene made a comment that left viewers confused and uncomfortable. She said she'd give anyone free cheesecake if they could find out who had leaked Desiree's PayPal information. It was meant to be funny, but it didn't land well.
Find out, because Loki, there's a way. You can just search people's names, you can search people's numbers, and find their fucking cash app and find their fucking thing. So if you can do, if I find whoever did that and leaked it, I'm gonna just start requesting money from you. Since you want to pay for everybody's business so bad, I must just start requesting money from you. I need $100 for every time you guys ask me something that is none of your fucking business. That's completely wildly disrespectful. I want $100. If not, shut your fucking mouth.
Y'all lost your fucking minds.
Y'all gonna have to learn how to shut your mouth before it gets shut for you, really. Respectfully, disrespectfully, however you want to take that.
Inboxing me about it, like not yesterday. I think Monty did it the day before, and she was like, "Yeah, your Venmo thing is all over." And I'm just like, "What the fuck? People don't have lives.
Gremlin,
Why the fuck you guys can't leave me alone?"
Gremlin, DM me. Gremlin, DM me, because I promise you guys, my circle's getting stronger and stronger. So, Gremlin, please DM me, because if you help me find who did it, free cheesecake. How about that? If you cook somebody who's out here trying to cook Desiree or Alicia or something like that, and you come with some real receipts and some real facts, I will personally make you a full sample pack of 6 on me, shipped to your house.
The vibe shifted quickly. What started as a defensive live stream turned into something more hostile. Jolene didn't stop at the cheesecake offer. She doubled down and said she was going to personally track down whoever leaked the information and would demand money from them. Her tone throughout the live went from calm and measured to aggressive and confrontational. People watching the live stream noticed how fast her energy changed, and many began to question why they were acting this defensive if there was nothing to hide. The attempt to protect Desiree just ended up creating more suspicion, escalating threats and public disgust. Jolene, who was once seen by many as soft-spoken and calm, was suddenly cursing on camera and yelling at viewers. She told people to shut up and stay out of businesses that, in her words, didn't concern them. Her voice was raised, her body language was tense, and her energy felt combative. Meanwhile, Alita, who was also on the live stream, fully backed Jolene's aggressive tone. She repeatedly said people should just mind their own businesses and stop questioning Desiree. But it didn't stop there. At one point, Alita crossed a major line by threatening to dox people's children. Yes, actual children. If anyone dared to question how Desiree was spending the donated money.
Okay.
The only reason I came on here is because people were believing the lies that were being told. So nobody actually knows anything about my life. Respectfully, no, you don't. I came on here to debunk the shit about my childhood, which was 20 years ago.
And like
Y'all believe anything on the internet like Boo Boo the Fools. That's not my fault. I came up here to clear up y'all mess.
and it's not about sharing, because as a matter of fact, one thing's for sure. Hold on, let me my face real quick, because
Get him, girl. Get him, girl.
And again, to the ones that
Get him,
keep
girl.
holding up, I never lost custody
one
of
thing
this
for sure,
house.
and two things are for certain. I came up here and exposed that man for
Bye, Elizabeth.
really good daddy. Let's make that clear. Since everybody thought they was just this real struggling family, know that nigga's a bum. And one thing for sure and two things for certain, ain't nobody about to play in my motherfucking face on the internet when I ain't never talked bad about you in front of my son, never talked shit to you to my son. And my son thought I was hiding you from him.
And it's funny that y'all want to say that, oh, our entire lives in here, but you watching, bitch.
Yeah, you watching.
Like it's a novella. You watching, bitch, like it's a novella. So go get your fingers filled and worry about yourself. You.
So I'm just saying.
Oh, Barbara did
That clear.
Hi, Barbara, and thank you for the information.
Let's just make that clear. A lot of people you're not about to change a narrative on my life because you saw bits and pieces of my life that I decided to share. One thing, you're not about to play in my face, though. That man was not about to play in my face, and I ain't never talked ill or anything about him.
And respectfully, I don't know shit about my life, but the little baby bits and pieces that I choose to share with y'all don't know a fucking thing about my life.
And I want to say this, Jolene can contest to that I've never spoke ill will in front of my son about his sperm donor.
Ever.
That was a serious moment for everyone watching. What started off as a live stream to defend Desiree's actions quickly turned into something that felt like open intimidation. Viewers were stunned. People began recording the live stream and sharing clips, shocked at how hostile it had become. The comments exploded. For many, this wasn't just a meltdown. It was a warning sign that something was deeply off. The live stream that was supposed to clear up concerns only added more doubts. The issue of public donations and accountability. Here's the thing. People who donate money to help someone deserve transparency. That's just basic respect, and it's what any supporter naturally expects after giving their hard-earned money. When you ask for help publicly, especially for something as serious as a custody case, people feel emotionally invested in the outcome. They are not just giving money, they are giving support, belief, and trust. But instead of responding with updates, gratitudes, or clear answers, Desiree supporters were lashing out at those very same people. It left many donors feeling blindsided. They were confused about why simple questions about where the money went were being treated like personal attacks. If Desiree was truly using the money for her legal fight and for Deshaun's needs, it wouldn't have been hard to provide receipts or breakdowns of expenses. A short post or a quick live explaining how the funds were spent could have gone a long way, but that didn't happen. And instead of clarity, what people got was pushback and attitude. The way Jolene and Alita responded, so entitled, defensive, and even hostile, made people second-guess everything. It came across like they were trying to shut people down instead of answering valid concerns. People felt insulted, ignored, and talked down. And naturally, when support is met with disrespect, trust starts to break. And once that trust fades, it's very hard to earn it back. Dulcie and Alicia face fallout. The drama didn't stop there. Dulcie, one of Desiree's strongest supporters, suddenly disappeared from TikTok. People say she had a falling out with Desiree after she got tired of always being asked for money. Rumors even started that Dulcie and Desiree had split the leftover GoFundMe funds after the lawyer was paid. Whether or not that's true, the backlash was enough to make Dulcie delete her account completely. And then there is Slay with Alicia. She had stood beside Desiree throughout the custody fight. She used her platform to speak up for her. But last week, Alicia started her own GoFundMe. This one was for her husband, who had suffered a heart attack. She explained that he was the only source of income in their household and needed 90 days to recover. She said the fundraiser was to help cover the bills while he healed.
Anyways, you guys, I am deleting my TikTok. I'm done with it. It's just too much. It's still the haters, and it's just a lot. You can't. Every time I turn around, there's someone talking about it, or there's someone saying, oh, well, Desiree lives here. No, Desiree.
She's going to follow you back.
That I'm done. But it's just not fair to me for all the lies and still talking about my past. Like, it's stupid. Like, everybody just needs to grow up and shut the fuck up. Okay, goodbye.
She was definitely taken advantage of. Love you, honey. She was taken advantage of by multiple people, and we are not going to get into that tonight, but I 100% agree. And it's very fucking sad. It's really sad because, hold on guys, let me try to fix this, sorry. Yeah, we all have a past. We all have gone through things. We've all, you know, and some of us just didn't get caught doing stupid shit, okay? And I'm just going to be real. I did some stupid shit when I was young. Some very stupid things. I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect. Oh, you're good, Krista. But it's sad because anytime, you know, somebody gets people watching, then it's like, how can we tear people apart? Because while you may think everybody has a sad story, when I talk about the things that I've fucking been through, don't fucking block them yet. When I talk about the things that I've been through, it helps other people feel better. It helps other people feel less alone. So I don't give a fuck about the 5 of you that fucking think, no, it's fine, guys, it's fine. Just leave them, it's fine. I don't care about the 5 of you that think, oh, she gets on here and shares all these sad stories. How the fuck do you think I feel? Walk a moment in my shoes. Walk by all the caskets I've walked by. Hold the hands of the people that I've been with as they've lost their lives. Don't fucking sit here and pretend that shit. I don't sit here as a victim. I sit here as a survivor that wants to fucking help other people. I sit here as somebody who has struggled with my mental health after my grandmother literally died in front of me when I was 8 years old. I'd never been sick a day in her fucking life and just gone at 8 fucking years old. So those sounds of that ambulance last week when my fucking husband was fucking dying and my children coming home while it's happening, you think that didn't fucking do something to my brain? This will always be a safe space. Exactly. This will always be somewhere that I will share whatever the fuck I want to share. And I don't think that makes me weak. I don't think that makes me anything but somebody who's trying to fucking help others. And I'll never stop sharing it. I always promised I would be transparent on here. I would show the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's never going to fucking change. That I'm like, send me your last $1. Please don't. If you are struggling to make ends meet, please keep your money. Please. He's not back in the hospital. No, he's just recovering. No, he's just out of work. So it's going to be a long thing. But no. GoFundMe doesn't take half of what we get. They take 30 cents per donation and then like 2% of the total amount. So they do take a small percent, but it's not as large as a lot of people think it is. It's a very small amount.
But the timing of Alicia's fundraiser looked really bad, and it couldn't have come at a worse moment. Just as the controversy around Desiree's GoFundMe was heating up, Alicia, one of her most vocal supporters, announced her own fundraiser. Well, she explained that it was to help cover expenses for her husband who had recently suffered a heart attack. People on TikTok didn't buy it. Many saw the timing as highly suspicious. They didn't care about the details. To them, it looked like Alicia was trying to cash in on the drama surrounding Desiree. The fact that she was part of Desiree's inner circle only made it look worse. Viewers quickly lumped her into the same category, calling her out for what they believed was just another example of sympathy and social media tension to ask for money without any proof of need or accountability. Alicia didn't try to explain herself. She went on live, posted updates, and said clearly that her husband's health crisis had nothing to do with Desiree's custody battle. She said she was only trying to keep her household afloat, while her husband recovered and was in no shape to work. But by that point, the public had already made up their minds. The accusations, jokes, and harsh comments were everywhere. People didn't want explanations, they wanted to be angry. And by then, the damage was already done. The big questions. Now, Desiree is gone from TikTok, at least for now. But the questions are still hanging. Why did she keep asking for money, even after winning overnight custody visits? Why were there so many donation links? And why did her friends act so angry when people asked simple questions? The more people look into it, the more suspicious it all feels. Suspicious behavior or misunderstood. Jolene and Alita's behavior didn't help the situation. It made things worse. The threats they made during the live streams, the way they ranted at viewers, and their refusal to take any public concern seriously didn't look like genuine support for Deshaun at all. It looked like they were more focused on shutting people down than actually helping Desiree or protecting her son's best interests. To many viewers, it felt more like they were doing damage control, trying to protect themselves and Desiree from backlash, instead of being honest or open about what was really happening. That shift in attitude made people even more suspicious. People began questioning their entire situation. Was this ever really about Deshaun? Or had the custody battle just become a convenient reason to start collecting money from the public? Desiree had repeatedly said she had everything ready and lined up for her son's return. She said the lawyer was paid, she had won visitation, and she was preparing to take care of him. So if everything was supposedly handled, why did she still need more donations? Why were many requests still being posted? These unanswered questions made the public feel uneasy, and many believed that something wasn't adding up. Conclusion and community call-out. So here we are. What started as a heartfelt custody battle full of emotion and public support has now ended in complete chaos, widespread suspicion, and multiple deleted accounts. Desiree may have left the app, but what she left behind is far from resolved. There is no closure. Her followers still feel like they don't know the full truth. There are unanswered questions, missing receipts, and explanations that never came. And what about the people who tried to defend her? Instead of clearing things up, they only added more confusion and stirred up even more backlash. Their reactions raised more red flags than they removed. The public expected transparency and maturity, but what they got was defensiveness, threats, and deflection. That only made the situation. Let's be real about one thing. If you're going to ask for money online, especially from strangers who want to support a serious cause like getting your child back, then you have to be open to questions. That's not hate. That's not trolling. That's basic accountability. You can't take donations and then get angry when people ask how it's being spent. So now we're left wondering, were these women truly overwhelmed and misunderstood, just trying to navigate a messy situation? Or is there something deeper and more calculated going on behind the scenes, something they don't want us to see? Let me know what you think. Are you still supporting Desiree and her crew, or have your views changed after everything that's happened? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay updated as this drama continues to unfold. Because honestly, this story, it's far from over.